Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming out. My name is Al. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to be translating. Thank you for coming out. My name is Algernon Quattlebaum.
Gracias por venir. Bienvenida. Mi nombre es Al Quattlebaum.
Today's rally is to allow our local parents
Hoy tenemos esta reunión para que los parientes de los niños puedan hablar
to express their concerns about reopening our schools.
para hablar del propósito de abrir las escuelas en septiembre.
As well as a lack of leadership from our local elected officials.
También tenemos que poner en razón los especiales electos.
Yep. One of the issues that I would like to bring up is the fact that we should have a remote option for our children.
Tenemos que tener razones para explicarles qué propósito tenemos en ayudar a los niños.
As a parent and as a person that grew up with asthma, I couldn't imagine having to go to school suffering from asthma with a COVID virus running prevalent through our society.
Como un niño, yo me recuerdo tener el asma, pero no sé cómo se van a poder reunir los niños que tienen asma en esta sociedad donde hay COVID.
It is time for us as parents to be a part of the conversation. It is time for us as parents to stand up and demand that we get a seat at this table.
Estamos reunidos para poder coger de pie y reunirnos con los oficiales para salvar y resolver estos problemas.
I would like to first introduce one of the parents of school age children, Anivette DeFrisco.
Hi, my name is Anivette DeFrisco. As Al Quattlebaum stated, I have a school-age child, and while the pandemic wasn't the best situation to be in, it's still not the best situation to be in. I would have much rather preferred my daughter to have the option of online schooling this year, because all my children are under the age of 8. They're under the age of 12. They can't get the vaccine. While my husband and I are vaccinated, I have 2 young children under the age of 2 right now. If my daughter comes home sick, guess what happens? My 2 youngest come home sick. That gives me, that gives me the option of staying home and taking care of my children, and then I can't go to work. I lose income that way. As much as I want my daughter to be in school, I want to make sure that my daughter is also safe, these other children are safe, and let's be honest, without COVID, so many parents were sending their children to school sick, and I understand it. We all got to work. At one point, I was a single mother, but when it's affecting my household, I know it's affecting your household too. And right now, this pandemic is not it. The Delta variant is here. We already went through Kawasaki with the kids. This is not something that we need to be okay with. If children have the option to do online schooling, you should have left the option at least there. The option should be there for the parents that are okay to be home with their kids, or for the kids that do get sick. That way, they are able to go ahead and still learn. There's less call-out days for them. They have better attendance, and they're still learning. We are going ahead and damaging the education for our children by putting them in school, and we're not even sure if they have to close it down at some point. Last year, the amount of times my daughter's school had to close down with blended learning, all because there was a case found in the school, it was ridiculous. One day, they were in school for blended learning. The next day, I end up finding out they have no school and they have to start the following week online. This is not it. This is not what I wanted for my kids. This is suffering opportunities for her. This is suffering opportunities for my household. And if it's hurting me, it's hurting a whole bunch of parents out there. We need to do something about this. We didn't have guidelines. We didn't have leadership when it came to going ahead and making sure our children are protected. and there needs to be something done about it. Thank you.
I want to speak to the parents.
Quiero hablarle a los padres y a los niños.
Parents, we have a responsibility to our children to make sure that they're safe. We know that as parents. We must speak to the school administrators, to the school leaders, and tell them that we need clear guidelines to how we should handle this COVID situation. We need to be at the table asking our schools, how are they going to safely separate our children? Is it 3 feet? Is it 6 feet? What is safe for our children? Some of us have children that are under 12 that cannot get the vaccine. What about masks? What is it that our schools are going to do to ensure the safety of our children? That is the most important message today. Also, for you parents that might have children that have compromised immune systems, such as asthma and other respiratory issues, we need to, you know how it is to be up in the middle of the night with the atomizer to make sure that we can breathe. I've been there. COVID affects the respiratory system. So having asthma and then having possibly a COVID virus is double trouble. We need to ensure and tell the schools that we want guidance. We want clear, concise guidance to how are you going to keep our children safe. That is our message today. That is something that we should all stand up for, about keeping our children safe. That's it. That's all to it. If you can't ensure safety for our children, then we need to have a remote option to opt out of in-person learning and be able to go online and go to school. That's the only way I see keeping us safe, and that is the responsibility of the city to pass down that mandate. Thank you for coming out. We do have some school supplies, limited school supplies for everyone here. First come, first serve. We have masks. We also have hand sanitizer and some literature in the bag. Thank you for taking time to listen and have a good school year. Again, my name is Al Quattlebaum.